I always see these fitness influencers putting their mic on their cap. So I was wondering, is that better than put it on my collar? Just trying it. All right, folks, friends, let's go. The blood results are in, and well, let's just say my baseline is not where I expected it to be. Again. When I looked at my fitness baseline a while back and realized I'm not even average, I already mentioned something like, and honestly, if my fitness is below average when I thought it was decent, I'm a little worried about what the blood is going to tell me. Turns out, I was right. If you've been following along, you know I'm breaking my baseline into 3 pillars. That's number 1, fitness, number 2, health, and number 3, skills. Last episode, we did fitness. So next up is pillar 2, health, the internal chemistry, as I call it. And the way I decided to measure that is pretty simple: blood work. You go to a clinic, they draw your blood, they send it to a lab, and a few days later, you get a report with a bunch of numbers and reference ranges. And honestly, I went in feeling pretty confident. Kind of the same as when I did the fitness test. I figured, I eat relatively well, I exercise, I do not smoke, so I was expecting to look at this report and go, all right, everything looks solid. Now, where can we optimize? That's not what happened. So I got 17 markers tested: blood count, liver function, cholesterol, testosterone, the whole panel basically. Look, most of it is fine. Blood count normal, liver all good, blood sugar normal. Kind of surprised about that one. Testosterone around the 60th percentile for my age, and that seems to be right in the middle, which is average, which is on brand, I guess. Doesn't mean that I can not further improve it. One creatinine marker came back flagged because it was above the reference range. That usually points to kidney function, but since I supplement with creatine, that can also push the number up without anything actually being wrong. I'll still do some more research on this, but for now, not too worried. And there's this one that I cannot really explain away, and that's LDL cholesterol, 3.57. The reference says it should be under 2.5. Honestly, I have no idea what this means. I have no idea what these numbers mean. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I don't even know what LDL is. I have a vague idea of cholesterol. People always say bad cholesterol and good cholesterol. And that's all I would know at this point, to be honest. But what actually is LDL? And why is mine so high? And why is that bad? I had to ask Claude to help me understand LDL a bit better. And LDL stands for low density lipoprotein, which is a type of particle that carries cholesterol through your blood. So it's not really cholesterol itself, because cholesterol itself is not even evil. Your body even needs it to build cells and make hormones and all that stuff. So the issue is more how it gets transported. And that's where LDL comes into play. So when there's too much LDL circulating in your blood, the excess gets deposited into your artery walls. And that is the problem. That buildup hardens, narrows the arteries over time, and that's when you get into heart disease and stroke territory. Not cool. No one wants that. I definitely don't want that. And I understand why they call it then bad cholesterol. A bit confusing, still, for me, still confusing, but I think I understand it a bit better now. Now, how about the causes? Well, diet is one, saturated fats, processed food, body fat percentage plays also a role, and then how active you are, alcohol, smoking, the whole shebang. But it can also be just your genes. So the doctor's interpretation basically said, some people can live the healthiest life possible and still have bad cholesterol profile because of genetics, which means you can do everything right and your body just doesn't cooperate. That was the doctor's opinion. Again, I'm not an expert. I don't know anything about it. I have to take his word for it for now. I still do some research because I simply don't know which one it is for me. I'm not living some crazy unhealthy life. But am I perfect? Nah. There's the occasional snacking. Yeah. Could my diet be better? Probably. And so in my eyes, there's definitely still room to improve before I blame my DNA. It's kind of the same story as the VO2 max, right? I went in thinking I'd be optimizing, moving into the space between average and elite, fine-tuning here and there. And instead, I'm looking at something that actually needs to be fixed first. And that's kind of the beauty about this whole journey, right? I'm exploring. I start thinking I've got a handle on a few things, then the data comes back and kind of reframes the whole picture. So don't get me wrong, it's not that I'm doing badly. It's just that the ceiling, the space that I want to go into is the ceiling is much higher. The space is much broader. So yeah, I need a good plan. Step 1, clean up the diet first. Less snacking, more conscious decisions around fats, and then see if lifestyle changes alone can move this number. Step 2, simple, retest. After a few months, I should get another blood work done. And then step 3, if the number doesn't move enough, I gotta start talking to my parents. That's pillar 2, health baseline. Not where I wanted it to be, but it is what it is. Next up is skills, and that's where the fun really starts in my eyes. If you want to know how this journey continues, follow and subscribe. And as always, stay hydrated, keep moving, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.